Hello everybody and welcome to the Delta Center here in Utah, where the Dallas Stars and the Utah Mammoth are geared up and ready to go here for game number 3. This series is tied up at 1 apiece as we head to Utah for game number 3. I know the title says Dallas is up 2-0, but this means that our production team stinks. And it's 1-1 as we are off and underway here in Utah. Dallas in the white and green with the black pants. Utah with the black, blue, and the black pants. As Logan Cooley had a great game too. Plays up over to Gunther. Feeds it across over to Keller. As he will take a hit there. And now it's played back on to Miro Heiskanen. Robertson, one of these two teams will be heading to the Western Conference Final. Which one will it be? Robertson to Heiskanen, back over to Johnson with a shot at the post! A great early chance here for the Stars. Brandon holds it along the wall, plays it back over to Jason Robertson with a shot. Couldn't get onto the net, and now it's Jersey who gets pressured there by the Dallas Stars forecheck, and now it's played back to Gunther. Myers with the good hit, and it's played back into the corner. Starting goaltenders tonight, the same as game 2. Kirill Vejmelka and Jake Ottinger as we get a stoppage in play early here in the first period. 5 minutes in, Logan Cooley starting to feel the aggressiveness himself as he makes a massive hit there on Miro Heiskanen. Bob, what do you got for me?
Well, I mean, there's a reason why this series is the only series right now tied at 1 apiece, or even tied in general. These two teams have been very, very good. We've talked about Dallas and the speed of Utah, but Dallas has brought a different mentality into their game, and you saw it there in game 2.
Even though Utah took game 2 in Dallas, here's Jamie Benn now in with a shot. Good glove saved by Vejmelka. Dallas is starting to play a different way here against the Utah Mammoth. There's another cover there by Kirill Vejmelka.
Different way this series has been played than some of the other series. You see the run and gun series, the high scoring series. This one's a really good series. If you want to see good, vicious, back and forth, kind of close, tight-knit hockey.
Harley plays up over to Ben. Quickly feeds up over to Rope Hintz. Now he's in. Rope Hintz shoots, and a good glove save there by Vejmelka as he'll smother it and get a whistle. 12:49 to go here in the first period. Seguin, 2 points here in the playoffs. He's got a goal and an assist. Looking to try to break through in this series. Wins the draw. Ilya Labushkin back to Harley with a shot. It got through, but a swat away save there by Vejmelka. Played back over to Desmond. We'll find Kraus. Boston Kraus, he's been good in this second round matchup. As Seguin plays over to Bastion. Tries to work his way in. Steele was there to help out. Labushkin will get it. Now he'll skate it in for Dallas. Quickly knocked off of his stick by Desmond, and he'll play it up over to Carcone. Who feeds Kraus, and he'll dump it in for the Mammoth. What a building this Delta Center is for playoff hockey. What a pass to Sam Steele, who works his way in, has to button up, finds Harley with a shot save, rebound, and a good stop there by Vejmelka. Bastion plays it over to Harley, who has Fasca on the point. He's been very good for Dallas all playoff long. Now he turns the puck over, tries to get it back, can't, and Kraus, he's been very good for Utah all playoffs long, gets the puck deep.
Really good feeling all process of this game here. Love this back and forth action.
McBain, a low shooting first period for either of these two teams. Steele works the puck free. Fasca is on it. He takes his own shot at Ottinger, who had to be smart there, and Lundqvist will turn it in deep.
Really good period by the Dallas Stars, though, to take the life out of this building.
Ernie plays it back over to Lundqvist, who waits, fires a shot off of a shin pad. And Bork, who's in the lineup for Dallas. First game of the postseason for him. Tries to play it around the corner, couldn't. And now here's a chance for Utah in. Logan Cooley with a couple of chances. Stopped there by Ottinger. Duchesne on it. Ernie is there to help out. Here's a chance for Schmaltzen, and a good save there by Ottinger. Schmaltz, good hit down low from Hintz. As Dallas in the middle of a change. Here's a pass to Hayden, and a good save there by Ottinger.
Utah putting on some pressure here.
There's a great shot. Another point-blank save there by Ottinger. Shots have now skyrocketed a whole 6-3 in favor of the Mammoth. Duchesne will kick this back into his own zone. Heiskanen is there, and we'll rim it around to Myers. Picks up the puck along the wall, finds Jamie Benn. Benn now works his way in. Nice move. A shot saved there by Pamelka this time. Peterka hit there by Heiskanen. And the puck is played deep down to Myers. We have 2 minutes left in this first period. No whistle since the 15-minute mark. Hintz trying to feed it across, can't. Kept in there by Robertson. Down low to Myers. Myers back to Robertson. Nice move to create some space, and a shot saved there by Pamelka. Myers with the intercept. Feeds it over to Rantanen, back over to Robertson. Quickly turned aside there by Schmaltz. Tana plays up over to Cooley. We won't have a break here in this first period. A penalty is coming to Utah, though. Rantanen back to Myers, who wants to hold and delay and get the full 2 minutes when they start the second period, because they will start on the power play. Not a lot of action to report here in the first period, as the Mammoth and the Dallas Stars are locked in at 0 apiece here after 1 period of play.
Sergei Bobrovsky picked this one up scoreless. Second period. Puck gets loose. That's Mason.
In 1886, we invented the car. We've been reinventing it ever since. It's the electric car as only Mercedes-Benz could imagine it.
From O to A.
Matthews is front center on everything here. And, you know, whether or not he had his voice heard, I wouldn't be surprised. Chaika said no. Like Chaika said definitively, no, zero. He had nothing to do with this. Maybe it was more indirectly.
Right.
This is where you look at Matthews and the way that was utilized with Berube, which I understand Berube's approach. Like his approach was, we need to play like Florida, like St. Louis in 19, and it wasn't the right horse for the course, or the horses for courses just weren't there for them.
Right.
But you look at Matthews, you know, and the amount of times he'd start in his own end, the amount of matchups he'd have where it was tough on tough for best player on best player. Like Berube was putting him in different positions, and you know, I don't know if it worked.
Using him more like Barkov as opposed
exactly.
to an offensive.
And I would not be surprised if the next coach, if the objective is we got to treat him like an offensive dynamo, and
like Sheldon Keefe did.
Maybe, and I get that didn't lead to a Stanley Cup. I'm not arguing against that,
Dude,
but it doesn't mean it's not the right, you know, play for right now, or you got to try something.
I get it.
different.
If you want to move forward and try something that's already been cycled through before, go ahead and do it.
So
with
what
these guys.
would you suggest they do then?
Well,
what do you think,
Brian?
Like,
I think you're misunderstanding. I get it. They want to make a change, but what they're doing, it's already the third time through. That's the only thing. It's been 10 years. So now you're on a second cycle of getting a different voice. So go ahead and do it. I get it. You got to do it. All I'm saying is we're talking about a group of players that are going to be on their third or fourth cycle. Mike Babcock, Sheldon Keefe, Craig Berube, and now it's reverting back to another one. How many group of players get that opportunity to cycle through a different philosophy where you actually look at the players that go on the ice and say, they need different players?
Hold on.
I love when the boys from Overdrive get fired up. That was the O-Dog getting fired up. Let's get fired up for a second period here of hockey. 0-0. Dallas starts on the power play. Bob, what did you see on that last penalty call for the... Oh, give me a second. Here's Mikko Rantanen working his way in, scoring a goal!
his 4th of the postseason. Power play goal for Dallas.
Mikko Rantanen strikes again.
Well, what I saw on that penalty at the first period was an opportunity for Dallas to get on the board first. Mikko Rantanen, nice little move, gets behind the defenseman of Sergachev, drives the net. Vejmelka is way out of the crease, so if there is any bumpage, it won't be called goaltender interference. It doesn't look like the Mammoth are going to challenge this at all. Doesn't look like the officials are reviewing it. A massive goal for the Dallas Stars here in the second period.
Their power play stays hot here in the second. As a massive goal for the Dallas Stars. And it's the top line of Mikko Rantanen and Wyatt Johnson in their power play that gets the job done again. Robertson, whoa, where's the turnover? As Clayton Keller almost had a chance right in front of the net. As the Dallas Stars get a little too comfortable and turn it over right in front of Jake Ottinger.
And not the best shit for the Dallas Stars, starting in their own end after a goal. Not good.
All because of a turnover, but now here's one on the stick of Jason Robertson. He gets leveled by Sergachev along the half wall. Sergachev goes in on Myers. Great work. Plays up top to the trailer as Dylan Gunther with a great chance on net. Stopped by Ottinger again. Lead feed pass. Heiskanen to Robertson. Holds, delays, waits, dumps it into the corner. Rantanen first on it. Rantanen up top. Here's Heiskanen with a shot. Good save by Vejmelka again. Johnson. To Labushkin this time along the wall. Back to Harley. Across from Robertson and a glove save by Vejmelka, who will cover and get a whistle.
Good work by Kirill Vejmelka to fight this one off, but it's Ottinger. After the Dallas Stars score a goal, they fall asleep a little bit. And they live a massive goal scorer, Dylan Gunther, right in front of the net. This is a remarkable stop from Jake Ottinger. Just a little touch off the glove. Stays very calm, tight, and informative in the net.
Face up won by the Stars. Here's Harley with a blast. It hit a stick and never made its way to the net. Barrett Hayton lined up by Labushkin. He's been very good this playoffs by getting in front of the puck and blocking shots. Here's Hintz works his way in. Rope Hintz out in front. Here's a shot for the point off the post. Duchesne rang one off the iron. I think it took a deflection out in front. Ben with a big hit on Schmidt. They're going to call that a penalty. So now it's Utah heading to the power play on a delayed call. Hayton, goaltender to the bench. There's now a penalty coming here to Jamie Benn. This is going to be for a boarding penalty. We've called this one a few times here in the postseason.
There's no way on planet Earth that is a penalty in the postseason. There's absolutely no way that is a penalty.
Face-off won by the Mammoth, and they head to the power play here to try to tie this game up. They do right away! Logan Cooley on the redirect! His 6th goal of the postseason, and we're all squared at one.
Great puck work by the Mammoth. A face-off win. Down low, D-to-D, Jersey with the shot. It's tipped out in front where Logan Cooley is left all alone. A horrible call for the official. A great call if you're the Utah Mammoth. And we're all squared at one.
Delta Center is rocking as the Utah Mammoth fans get back into their seats and are chanting for their team. So 1-1, both teams cash in on their power plays. Gunther hit by Bastian, plays up over to Sagan, who will send a soft little dump in and will now go give chase on Sergachev. Good hit there by Sagan. So a odd boarding penalty gets called for Jamie Benn, and the Mammoth tie the game up at one on the power play. A big hit. Bastion is on it. Tries to feed it over to Steele. It got hit away there by the skate of Gunther, who will now play it up over to Dersey in the middle of the ice. Clayton Keller now in. Takes a big hit, and Lindell is on the puck now for Dallas. Bastion works it over to Sagan. Tyler Sagan in the middle. Bastion can't pull it around Dersey. And Lawson Krause will now work his way in. Broken up there. Now Steele works in. Here's Sam Steele, and a shot. Good save there by Vemelka. Played up over to the goal scorer, Logan Cooley. He's hit hard into the wall. Krause wins the puck down low against Myers. Heiskanen hits Krause. Up in top. Myers is there. Steele with the pass over to Vaska. Delayed penalty. Radek Vaska scores! Radek Vaska strikes again. Butter me up, call me a biscuit. Radek Vaska's third of the year.
Yeah, great play there by Radek Vaska to get behind the D's third career playoff goal this season. Nice little backhand to the forehead. He's got a man all over him. Great goal there for Radek Vaska. And the Dallas Stars regain their 1-goal lead.
On the delayed penalty, Radek Vaska gets a breakout pass sent in all alone. And just like that, the Dallas Stars have lead this game 2-1. Nice move over by Stenlund. Another shot tipped in front. It's saved there by Ottinger. And again, the Mammoth bounced back with another good shift after a Dallas Stars goal. Here's Bork now in with a shot. Good save there by Vemelka, as he will hold on and get a whistle. 2-1, the Dallas Stars lead. You're watching Game 3 here of the second round. The simulation of the Stanley Cup playoffs live on Flow Hockey and Twitch TV and YouTube.
Everyone's so fired up. It's the Stanley Cup playoffs. Most exciting playoffs out there. A 2-month roller coaster filled with sudden deaths, good old-fashioned chaos, and a beauty we call the Jesus Step. There's action on the ice and in the studio. Every series is a statement, and everyone, it's their shot at the cup.
Why is everyone so fired up?
It's the Stanley Cup playoffs, the most exciting playoffs out there. A 2-month roller coaster with sudden deaths, and a beauty.
We're back here in Utah, where the Mammoth and the Dallas Stars are notched up at their series at 1 apiece, but Dallas has the lead 2-1 in this Game 3. Robertson to Lyubushkin, and he'll fire it down the ice. McBain works it up along the wall to Desimon. Finds Ian Cole, plays it back onto the stick of Tanek. Finds Cole again, plays it back up to Stedlin. Works it over to Desimon. Big hit on him. And the puck is turned over and back onto the stick here of Jason Robertson. Feeds up to the goal scorer, Mikko Rantanen. He will pump the brakes. Holds, and he couldn't find anyone, so it's a turnover. And now Kerfoot tries to work his way around Lundqvist. Does a good job, but Harley is there to help out his defenseman, and he'll rim it around the wall. Lundqvist now on it. Fans start to get settled into this third period. Wyatt Johnson in. Couldn't get around 2 defensemen, and now the Dallas Stars are changing. Here's a turnover. Jamie Benn almost got in. Big hit there by Benn. Another penalty coming. And this is going to be another boarding call to Jamie Benn.
I don't understand these boarding calls that the officials are calling. It's just a hard hit into the boards. It's just not a good call to make in the postseason. It's just not a good call.
Utah Mammoth 1 for 1 on their power play. They get another chance here. This time the Stars win the draw but can't get the puck out. So they will set it up. Hayton to Peterka. Back down low to Hayton. Out in front. Plays it back over to Uyghur. Here's Schmidt. Cheers a shot. Saved there by Ottinger, and he'll smother it for a whistle. Mammoth win the draw. Shot from the point. Blocked there by Ernie. And now he'll get the puck and just softly dump it in for the Stars. Schmidt. Big hit there by Ernie behind the net. That was no boarding penalty as the officials try to find a way to get past this call. Here's Hayton now. Works his way over. Big hit along the wall. Schmaltz to Schmidt. Down low, good puck work as Peterka just missed that top corner. Bork now on it for the Stars as he will skate it in. Look at the work here by Bork. Nice backhand, but he couldn't pull the shot off. Schmaltz works his way in to the Stars zone. A shot saved there by Ottinger. Another hit down in the corner on Schmaltz. Myers is there, and he'll send the puck down the ice with 42 seconds to go in the Utah power play. Hintz, good hit on Gunther. Another penalty coming to Dallas as they'll touch it up with 2 minutes to go. Another boarding call for the Dallas Stars.
This is getting unbelievable, and that's what the Dallas bench staff wants to say. This is not good. That's 3 boarding penalties in the period, and none of them have been boarding calls. Look at this hit. That's a perfectly clean hit by Rope Hintz. It's just not a boarding penalty.
So the first 5-on-3 for the Utah Mammoth in this series comes in game 3 with 2 minutes to go in the second period. They're down by 1 and need a goal to tie this game up. Here we go, 5-on-3, a shot. Saved there by Ottinger. Harley can't get the puck out. Gunther is there, poked away by Heiskanen. Cooley is on it, shoots, and a good save by Ottinger. Brandon can't get the puck out of the zone. Cooley across, and a good save there by Ottinger on the one-timer from Keller. Pass out in front, a poke away back to the point. Good block by Harley. Broken stick of the play. Jamie Benn out of the box. Broken stick. Can't get it out of Vinoka. Will cover it and get a whistle. Jake Ottinger with a couple of massive saves. This being his best one of the night on Clayton Keller on that 5-on-3.
What a saucer pass by Logan Cooley right onto the tape of Clayton Keller, who puts this one into the glove of Ottinger due to the fact that Ottinger was right there.
So still 1 power play left here after that 5-on-3. 1:12 left of power play time. This is going to be an icing call, possibly no, as they wave the icing off. So Lindell will fire it right back down into the Utah zone. We're down to the final minute of play here in the second period. Lundqvist tries to get it deep. He can't, so it's swatted right back to Lindell, who will play it over to Robertson, who will fire this one down the ice for the Stars. Dallas leads it 2-1 here in the second period. Mammoth trying to answer on the power play. Keller to Uyghur. Has some open ice, but Lindell catches up with him. And a big rebound steered aside there by Dallas. Keller with a big hit. Here's a chance out in front. Here's Schmaltz. Couldn't bury it. 11 seconds on the penalty kill, 10 in the period. Bastian will rim it around. Schmidt is there. Turned over, and Vimoka will hold on to it and create a stoppage in play. .2 seconds left here in the period. About 3 seconds left in the power play for the Mammoth. Face-off won there by Utah. Power play expires soon as the period, and that will put us into the second period intermission report. As the Dallas Stars lead this one 2-1. The TNT boys talk about the Avs' brilliant comeback last night IRL, as we will get ready for our third period next.
Which attracted golfers.
Morning.
He needs a warm-up.
And because
What a game, boys. Holy cow.
You know what? Let's walk through.
Yeah.
Let's walk through that final sequence again, because Brett Kulak gets the goal, but it's Kulak who also makes the play at the other end. And on the other side of things, if you're Minnesota and if you're a Wild fan, you're sitting there saying, "Oh,
shoot the puck." Shoot the puck. And we saw it before there, too. Boldy going to big, sexy Chelly. Overtime, anything's possible. You want to see these guys put their head down and rip that puck, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely, especially with his shot from 3 seconds. You got to take a chance and fire it, hope you get a bounce or a break. But here you see again, Middleton, no question, he's so tired. He should have just stopped, went right back to the front of the net, made it a 3-on-3. But these are the mistakes you make when you get tired. Zuccarelli's kind of in no man's land there. He doesn't know whether to jump Nijas or take away Kulak. And what a play by Marty there. So, yeah, I just think Minnesota had to defend so much the last 2 periods. They had that lead. They got themselves in a great position. But you spend time at your end, you get tired. And I think that was the case here, and especially Middleton with all the minutes he logged. You know, there's not much you can do about that. When you get tired, you get tired.
And heads up play by Drury, too, going hard to the blue paint, taking Spurgeon with them. That opens up that vacuum. Yeah. How many times we talk about that, Biz? That third man going through, creating that vacuum behind him, and that's exactly what was filled by Kulak coming late. I was just about to point that out, and off camera we talked about the fact that the Oilers got rid of Kulak, and it comes down to management and tooling the team around these superstars. And we know the superstars get it done. Huge goal by McKinnon. Obviously, Makar is always lugging big minutes. But you look at that final goal, it was Kulak who broke the play up. It was Parker Kelly who makes that beautiful play down ice, knowing Natchez is stretching. And you just mentioned Drury taking that defenseman away in order to open up that lane. So these are role players making key plays at key moments. And that's the difference between hoisting a Stanley Cup and or golfing or fishing in the offseason here. So remarkable job, and those guys were huge in the last couple games.
Last couple games,
they really, I mean, Kadri obviously and Nelson had a big one, but Parker Kelly, Drury and those guys, and obviously the D-man who stepped up when Cale Makar went down the tunnel. I mean, you look at the ice time here, boys. Kulak, 27 minutes. Devon Taves, just under 30 minutes. Like, that is some heavy lugging. And one more piece, too. Scott Wedgwood. Coming in for Blackwood. Blackwood was a little bit shaky till you start this game. Wedgwood came in, rested, and shut the door in the Minnesota Wild.
I stand corrected. Again, they went into that, maybe, it's hindsight's 2020, but, the 3-0 lead, Minnesota not pressing and being as aggressive as they were and playing it safe and smart like they should have. Not as much action for Blackwood, or Wedgwood, I should say, and it paid off, and he shut the door. Wasn't tested a lot, but still, when he needed to make the big saves, he did, and Colorado was able to come back with their skilled guys and Kulak and win that game.
Biz, Liam, Ace, and Chelios are the boys on the panel there from the TNT team. 2-1 Dallas leads it. We're starting the third period here in Utah. Bob, Utah down by 1. They're tied in the series. This has been a good game here for the first game of 2 in Utah.
Yeah, I think the crowd's been electric. I think the penalties need to chill out. I think Dallas needs to keep playing the way they're playing, and they're going to find 2 points.
There's a shot rebound. They score right away on cue. Mikko ran it again. Mikko Rantanen loves when Bob talks. At the start of a period, he pretty much scores all the time. This one, a massive bounce right onto the stick of Rantanen. This shot blocked by Durzi's stick that explodes. Vejmelka kicks it out. And look who's on the doorstep. The man of the hour, Mikko Rantanen. His second of the night, his 7th of the playoffs. As Mikko Rantanen, a second round performer here for the Dallas Stars. He gets the job done again. Heads are down at the Utah bench. But Mikko Rantanen will now move up to, or that's his 5th, sorry, I thought that was his 7th. That's his 5th goal of the postseason. You're thinking of Logan Cooley. Keller gets hit. Now Rantanen tried to feed it back over to Robertson. He didn't. Robertson doesn't want to go Durzi, but Myers will. Here we go. At the bottom of your screen, Sean Durzi and Tyler Myers are dropping the nuts and they're throwing haymakers, and Myers makes easy work of Sean Dursey.
Well, it's a massive hit on Clayton Keller, and he is in some agony at the bench of Utah. So Dursey goes right over to Robertson, drops his gloves, gives Robertson a face wash, and Myers doesn't like it. So Myers takes care of Dursey pretty quickly. They'll clean up the debris and we'll get right back into the action.
Face-off won there by Utah, but it's turned over by Wyatt Johnson, who now turns the puck over to Gunther. But Turk on Gunther, 2-0. Here's Gunther, what a play by Heiskanen to get back. What a defensive play by Miro Heiskanen. Wyatt Johnson gets railed on the play behind. Here's Rantanen now. Kicks it back up to his stick. On hat-trick watch, finds it. And a save there by Vejmelka. Schmaltz gets hit. Heiskanen drags the puck back inside the blue. Heiskanen tries to get it deep. It's played up over to Duchesne with a shot. Saved by Vejmelka. As he'll hold on as the tenaciousness of the Utah Mammoth starts to pick up with Dylan Gunther.
A little frustrated that he missed that 2-0 and a massive hit on Wyatt Johnson, but it was the play from Miro Heiskanen that we're not seeing here on this replay. A 2-0 as Dylan Gunther and Logan Cooley skate down the ice. What a play by Miro Heiskanen.
Keeping this game 2-1. Andre made a save after it. Here's Lindell with a easy glove save by Vejmelka. Jamie Benn steering it up with Lawson Crouse now. As again, we find that the series, when they get into games 3, 4, and 5, start to heat up.
Well, Jake Ottinger has been really good. You mentioned it after the 2-0, had to make a good save. A lot of bouncing pucks, a lot of random shots. This is his best save, in my opinion, of the night. He's been very good. Here is after the 2-0, a shot from Cooley. He makes a good save while there's traffic in front of him and behind him.
Missed the first game of the postseason as AC DeSmith had to play against the Colorado Avalanche, and ever since game 2 of that series, Ottinger has taken it and ran with it. Here's Rope Hintz, works his way in. A shot from the point. It was steered aside into the corner. Jamie Benn now works it up top to Lindell. Here's Lundqvist with a shot off of his shin pad. Lindell couldn't keep it in. Lawson Crouse hit there by Benn offside. Dallas with 13:10 to go here in the third period. Dallas now has a 2-goal lead. (3-1) Stars. Here in game 3. Series tied at 1. Play back over along the wall. A big hit by Lindell out in front, and a great save by Ottinger. A puck that just came randomly outside the corner from a nothing play. Ottinger had to be smart. Here's a shot. Hit off of his shin pad into the corner. Schmaltz and Duchesne battle it out. Pass him to the point. A shot. Traffic in front. Saved there by Ottinger, and he makes another good stop along the wall. Here's Rope Hintz now, working with his speed, delaying a pass across the Benn. A shot. Saved by Vejmelka as he'll hold on with 10:36 to go in the third period. Look at Mikhail Sergachev's points here in the playoffs. Brought to you by NHL Ice IQ. Johnson, back over to Lyubushkin. Finds Harley, fires a shot with traffic in front. Saved there by Vejmelka again. Dallas finishing second. Utah in the second wild card spot. As Dursey now has it. Big hit from the forechecking of Wyatt Johnson. McBain turned over there by Harley. Plays it up over to Rantanen. He's got 2 goals tonight. Rantanen tries to drop it back to Robertson as that puck hit his skate, and the Stars will regroup. 8:46 to go. Johnson curls it around the defense. Makes a nice move to the net, and a stop there by Vejmelka. Dursey gets pressured there by Harley. Harley chips it away. Good work here. Rantanen with a shot. A hit Johnson out in front and a rebound. Goes up high. Johnson holds. Has the player all over his back. Feeds it up over to Robertson. Back to Wyatt Johnson. Down low. Here's Harley. Curls to the net. A backhand shot. Randy can't pull the trigger. Now he does. And a good stop by Vejmelka, who will cover it. 6:37 to go here in round number 2, game 3. Wyatt Johnson and his Dallas Stars lead this one 3-1. You're watching the NHL Simulation Playoff Series live on Flow Hockey and YouTube.
All it does is take. And sooner or later, it takes you over. It takes every breath. It takes your body. One night, it'll take your dream. The next night, it will take someone else's. It takes, it takes, it takes. And just when you have nothing left, it gives.
We're back here in the third period in Utah, where the Dallas Stars lead it 3-1. Mikko Rantanen has been the story for the Dallas Stars. Yet again in round number 2, Mikko Rantanen decides to turn it on for his Dallas Stars team. Here's a lead feed pass. Heiskanen onto the stick of Tyler Seguin. Good work from him to keep control of the puck, sends it down low. But it's the Mammoth who break it out. 2-on-2 back the other way. Kerfoot broken up there by Harley. Thomas Harley now. Chips it off the wall to Bastian. Ian Cole was there to intercept the pass. Back onto the stick here, Lawson Crouse. Big hit there by Myers. He will hold it, plays it up over to Bastian, who gets the red and dumps it deep. 3:30 to go in the first period. Good hit there by Bastian on the forecheck. Plays it up top. Here's a shot. Good blocker save by Vejmelka.
Good work there by Bastian to get that puck deep. Good job on the forecheck physically to get in front.
Here's Cooley. And a good blocker save there by Ottinger. Labushkin almost got that puck knocked away from him. Robertson deep for Dallas. Getting booed now after that collision with Clayton Keller, who has not returned to the bench for the Utah Mammoth. That will be a massive loss for the Mammoth. Here's a penalty coming to Dallas. A shot blocked away by Ottinger. Mammoth to the power play. What a save! Ottinger, but they score! Logan Cooley double dips, and the Mammoth are tied. Or excuse me, have brought this game back within 1.
The delayed penalty. Oh, hell breaks loose in front of the net. Ottinger makes 2-3 saves, but couldn't make the 4th. What a play! Logan Cooley chips on the loose puck and slides it. This goes under the arm on the blocker of Ottinger as Logan Cooley doubles down as he buries his 7th of the postseason and now moves up to 2nd in scoring in the playoffs.
So the Mammoth bring this back within 1 on a delayed penalty call. Big hit there by Myers, sends a Mammoth player into the bench, and now here comes Trope Hintz. Dallas trying to answer back as a shot, and a good blocker save by Vejmelka. This puck slid in front again, another good save. Hayton plays it over to Schmidt, who tries to fade it up over to Weegar, gets past him, no icing. Hintz to Ben, it's out of his reach, but now they'll race for it. Ben on Schmidt, excuse me. To Peterka offside. Schmaltz way offside for the Mammoth. So a late goal for Utah pulls this game within 1, but Tyler Myers sends Barrett Hayton into the bench to think about what he did that shift. The face-off. Won there by Utah. 14 seconds to go here in the second period, in the third period. Mammoth within 1. A shot steered aside there by Ottinger. 5 seconds to go here in the third period, and it looks like the Stars are going to hold on to this one as they are going to take this one 3-2. A late push by the Mammoth, who brought it within one, but Jake Ottinger and the Dallas Stars hold on to take game number 3 and now have a 2-1 series lead in this second round matchup. Mikko Rantanen and Logan Cooley, the story here in this one, but it's Rantanen's Dallas Stars that come out on top. What a game 3 this was in Utah. We will see you back here on Saturday afternoon for game number 4, where the Utah Mammoth and the Dallas Stars take each other on to see if the Mammoth can tie this series up or if the Dallas Stars are going to put a stranglehold on it heading back to Texas. From myself, Bob Sutherland, and everyone else in the EA studio, thank you for watching on Flow Hockey and on YouTube. We will see you on Saturday back here in Utah.